Hi, welcome back to yet another episode of Skinfiniti with none other than DJ, aka Dr. Jaishree Sharad.
Hi, Anusha.
The world has to know I call her DJ.
Yeah, the whole world has to know that you call me
Dr.
DJ.
Jaishree.
And thank you. And thank you for being here, Anusha.
Anytime.
It's such a pleasure.
I love you, you know that. Okay.
So what are we discussing today? Some songs?
No.
Why?
We're discussing, what is Rag Yaman? So, Monsoon is right around the corner.
Rag Yaman, right?
No.
Monsoon? No, sorry.
No. That's why we're not discussing rags. So, Monsoon is right around the corner. It's mucky, it's disgusting, the traffic is crazy. But what can we do to protect ourselves from the monsoons? Skin-wise.
Skin-wise.
Yes, of course, skin-wise.
Skin-wise, yeah.
Do's and don'ts.
There are some, there are important do's
Shoot.
and don'ts, you know. First of all, don't ever forget your sunscreen.
In the rains.
In the rains, all right? Yes. See?
I think we'll get shouted at after the session and she's going to be like, I told you this, why don't you follow me?
So UVA rays do penetrate the clouds.
Right.
And you will get all the sun damage. So from fine lines to pigmentation to allergies to rashes and everything
Tanning.
can happen to tanning. And if you have existing pigmentation, it gets darker.
Yes.
And then you'll come and say, oh my God, not you, people.
I will also.
Who will say, but there's no sun. Hello,
Yeah.
but there's UVA.
Right.
So sunscreen is very important, right? So after you cleanse your face, you use a sunscreen. Do not forget to moisturize your full body. So that's again very, very important.
Okay.
Have you ever come across smelly feet?
No, yes.
I have.
Yes.
So when
Been there.
when a patient
On the receiving end of it, not on the other side.
Yeah. So what do you do to get rid of that? I mean,
We run away from the people who have smelly feet.
So first of all, you know, you have all the guys and also females who wear closed shoes all the time.
Yeah.
First thing is, you know, after your shower, dry yourself completely. Very important. Especially your feet and all the body folds.
Right.
And then put some antifungal powder. Right, there's clotrimazole, Candide, Absorb. There's so many antifungal powders. So dust them in the web spaces. So between your fingers, toes, underarms, you know, groin, under the breast, everywhere. Dust the fungal powder and then put on your clothes. That's very, very important.
Right.
It's also important to make sure that, you know, the moment, you know, you in Bombay, even if you get out of a Porsche or a Mercedes and you're traveling, just getting into your office, you will still wade through water.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have a pair of spare shoes and socks in your office, nothing like it. So you go, you wash you wash, dry again, put antifungal powder and change into your fresh dry pair of shoes and socks. That's really important. So the idea is that if you have damp atmosphere, you are harboring more fungus.
Right.
So the fungi will grow on your skin. Yes, that's the icky thing. And that's why you start smelling.
Right.
You know. So, you know, the person may be having a bath 10 times a day. But being in those wet shoes all day long, or even wet clothes for that matter. I mean, I would say keep a pair of wet clothes, a pair of spare clothes in your office as well.
Right.
So you always keep yourself dry. So you're keeping that fungus and the smelly feet and the smelly odor away.
Right.
It's very, very important. Right. That's the third important thing. Hydrate yourself as much as possible. You think, oh my God, it's raining and I don't want to go.
You don't feel so thirsty.
You don't feel thirsty. You don't want to go to the washroom so many times. So you don't drink water. But that is dehydrating you. Okay, why? Because especially in a place like Mumbai, it's so humid.
Humid.
You know, so you're constantly sweating and you're getting dehydrated.
Yeah.
So it's very important to hydrate yourself. Again, what about your hair? You know, the hair gets very, very frizzy during this time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's not a bad idea to sort of use a mild baby shampoo every day if you want to, and see that, you know, all the sweat and, you know, the wet thing doesn't really stay there, and then you end up with, again, fungus, dandruff, lice when you tie your hair up. Yeah, and it's not
Suddenly reminded of school days.
So you have a lot of, in fact, you have a lot of kids coming in, you know, because they're all wet and, you know, the wet hair are tied and then, you know, it's
wet
bleeding.
and sweaty.
Wet and sweaty. Yeah, that's really food for bacteria, germs, boils and fungus and everything. So the whole thing is keep yourself dry, dry and dry. As far as the don'ts are concerned, of course,
which is more important.
Very important. Do not eat, raw food from the streets. You'll see all these very nice looking salads and fruits and stuff. Don't have that. Make sure you make your own salad, your own fruit. Has to be washed properly. You know, because this is the time when all the bacteria and the fungi and all that will sort of be eating your fruit into your fruit and your
even
salad
with
also.
leafy vegetables, I've seen during the rains you always end up finding worms
So you need to sort of put them in a little bit of warm water to clean them. You can't put Dettol.
No, I would think not.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know, yeah.
Yeah, there are people who will say I'm Dettol. So yeah, you put them in hot water, wash them properly and have them. So don't have stuff outside. I said this already, but I will repeat it. Don't stay in wet clothes, wet shoes, wet hair. Always dry yourself. Do not wear makeup which is like, you know, the regular cream based makeup, because that's going to bleed. You know, stick to powder, stick to as less as possible, you know, some very light BB cream, some waterproof if you want eye makeup, yes, maybe some waterproof
mascara,
kohl and mascara and stuff like that, because otherwise you know, cake yourself up and everything.
Look like a raccoon when everything just starts.
Can you imagine? Yeah, it always happens.
Yeah.
So that's very important. Make sure you remove your makeup at bedtime.
Right. Which is, I think, universally.
Which is universal, all seasons, of course. And so that's again extremely important. I think pretty much that's about it. You know, and you sort of take care of yourself in.
Got it.
In the monsoons.
Noted.
Yeah.
Great.
So if you have any more questions, you can definitely post them here. Subscribe to Skinfiniti. Follow me on Twitter. My handle is at Jaishree Sharad. Follow her on Twitter.
Anusha Money Music.
Yes. And keep watching.